Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please join with us in a moment of silence to remember the fallen, the prisoners of war, those missing in action, and honor those who have served and are serving in this great nation's armed services.
Welcome to Bakersfield National Cemetery annual Wreaths Across America event. On behalf of the director and staff, we'd like to express our appreciation to you all for allowing this event to still take place under such restrictions. We'd like to thank you for your time and efforts that you put towards this event every year. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances, we all can't be here together, but we'd like to thank you and we hope to see you next year.
This year, across the country at more than 2,000 memorial sites like this one, we are safely gathered as one nation to remember, honor, and teach. We are all proud to be Americans living in a free society made up of many people from many walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Laying here before us and in cemeteries throughout this nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise children to believe as we do. We can travel from one end of this great nation to the other and not have to ask permission to go. We are free to vote for whomever we feel should be in governmental office, with no explanation needed. We have the right to succeed, and we have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget you. We shall remember. Many of you are veterans of wars and conflicts that America has had to fight to protect the innocent and oppressed. This nation has always been the first to stand up for freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and served your country well. We are here today to say thank you, and we are honored to know you. There are men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home, and in places far away that most of us have never heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Quoting our 40th president, Ronald Reagan, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day, we'll spend our sunset years telling our children and children's children what it was once like in the United States, where men were free." Today, we show a united front of gratitude and respect across the United States of America, as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. A wreath is laid in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Army. A wreath is laid in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Marine Corps. A wreath is laid in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Navy. A wreath is laid in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Air Force. A wreath is laid in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard. A wreath is laid in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marine. A wreath is laid in honor of the 93,129 United States servicemen from all branches of service whose last known status was either prisoner of war or missing in action. These individuals have never returned to their families and homes, and we shall not forget you. We would also like to honor all of the uniformed service members who serve in the United States Public Health Service Commission Corps and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Commissioned Officer Corps. We encourage everyone who visits a veteran's gravesite to say that veteran's name aloud and take a moment to thank them for their service to our country. It's a small act that goes a long way toward keeping the memory of our veterans alive. Remember, we are not here today to decorate graves. We are here to remember not their deaths, but their lives. Each wreath is a gift of appreciation from a grateful America. These live balsam wreaths symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation and to their families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand the freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come with a cost that someday you may have to pay yourself. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans, we have the freedom to do just that. On behalf of the volunteers and military families looking to honor all the veterans laid to rest here at Bakersfield National Cemetery, Civil Air Patrol, and the Wreaths Across America extended family, thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to joining with you again in person next season.
My father was in the United States Army, 1st Cavalry, and he was stationed in Korea during the Korean conflict. And I believe he was in for about 2.5 to 3 years, and he worked in tanks. And he worked in tanks, used tanks, and that kind of thing. So he was one of those guys that really didn't talk about it that much, kind of pretty much until the end. So that's where we got to learn a lot. So the National Cemetery in Bakersfield is just a really beautiful place. Both of my parents are buried there, my father being the veteran, and my mother just recently passing and get to be buried with him. And just going out there and seeing it is just a wonderful location. Tone Ranch, I believe, donated the property, and it's just really turned out to be a very nice place. You know, personally, when my father passed away 8 and 9 years ago, my mother started being a part of the Wreaths Across America and sponsoring a wreath for him. And so I went out with her just about every year and got to take place and take part of that. And it's just a beautiful sight, just to see all the wreaths across all of the graves to honor the veterans. And I just think it's a wonderful thing to do, especially during the holidays. So getting to go out there and see all the other people that think along the same lines as you, to be able to honor their one that was deceased and being a part of, you know, the National Cemetery is just a great deal. You know, I honestly believe that when somebody dedicates times of their life, you know, and it seems to be a 4-year stint, you know, to the United States military and serving and protecting our country and our rights, I mean, they deserve to have the capability of being buried and honored in the way that the National Cemetery can do it. And so I honestly think it's a great benefit to be able to partake in that, and it's well deserved. Just the natural beauty that the National Cemetery has is just wonderful. Having the wreaths be a part of that is just tremendous. I mean, it just brings a lot more beauty to the natural surroundings that there are. The staff that's out there is just wonderful. I've got to work with them on some projects over the last year or so, and it's just a great experience. So I'm just glad to be able to do anything possible to help the National Cemetery, Wreaths Across America, because it's just a great cause.
So I joined the Navy in 1985, so I've somehow been involved with active duty or reserves for 35 years now. It's been a great privilege to go all over the world representing America and presenting the flag of the United States throughout the world. So for me, it's a great honor to be able to come over and be able to lay wreaths on the grave sites of my fellow countrymen who have given their lives in their service for this country. I feel really honored to be able to come over and do that. This is such a beautiful location with the American flag overlooking the valley, all the grave sites. I think this area is beautiful. Everybody should come out and just enjoy the peacefulness for the eternal rest of our fellow countrymen here.
All is right.